Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pattsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/Pettyrevenge, where OP performed his master plan against his cheating girlfriend. Let's begin. Once a cheater, always a cheater. An epic story of revenge on my ex. Posted by a deleted Reddit user.
This is kinda long, but it's worth the read. So I'd been on and off with this girl for a while. She was smoking hot, solid 9 out of 10. Her and I just kind of clicked right off the bat and it felt very natural. She seemed pretty smart too, felt like I lucked out. Boy was I wrong. We were at that awkward friends but not friends stage for about half a year, and then one night she drops the L-bomb. I'm totally cool with it too, let her know I feel the same way. We date for about a year. Then shit gets weird. I post some stupid cute comment on her Facebook picture, just trying to be sweet, and this dude comes in telling me I'm too slow on the draw and he's Prince Charming. Red flags now, this dude sounds pretty confident. Though we've been talking about stuff kind of confident. Confront her about it and she insists they are just friends and they just started talking last month. I'm not stupid. Tell her either she cuts contact with him or I'm walking. She chooses the latter because he's a really great guy. Okay, whatever. I'll get over it. Just another woman hell-bent on wasting my time. About a month later, she comes crying back and insists she loves me and we are meant to be together. And that guy was such a dick, he fucked her and bailed from what I understand. I know she's full of shit, but on the off chance she's serious, I have her swear that she loves me and there's no going back this time. Enter Matt Vanguard. I set up a fake profile with a sizable library of handsome photos from some random guy I found online. Then I add enough info and friends to make it believable, then add her and start chatting her up on this fake account. She swears left and right that this time is different. Meanwhile, Matt is scoring her number and setting up a date. I'm fucking pissed. It takes a real heartless to sit there confessing their love to someone they've been with a year and a half, while simultaneously setting up a date with someone else they've never even met and know nothing about. Yeah, I'm definitely burning this shallow bitch to the ground, and I even did my best to make Matt sound like kind of an idiot and kind of an asshole. She dropped the babe word, for example, and Matt responded with "Don't call me that again, got it? I'm not your babe." So she's going to school and takes the bus back and forth. I know her classes run pretty late, and buses don't run forever, you know. So Matt is going to pick her up after school in his super fancy car and take her on the most romantic date of her life, or at least that's what she thinks. He conveniently doesn't get off work until about an hour after she gets out of class. She says that's fine and she'll just study until Matt arrives. Meanwhile, I'm asking her as myself if she wants to hang out, and she says she has some extracurricular thing going on and her friend is going to give her a ride home. LOL, fuck you. So she hits up Matt. Hey, are you almost here? If not, I have to take the bus because they stop running soon. You can tell she's a little annoyed. He says, yeah, sorry, I had to do overtime. We were super busy tonight, I'm leaving now. Okay, can't wait to see you. Oh, you can and you will. Time drags by, Matt is now an hour late, he's super apologetic and he's speeding to the school to go get her. Fuck, I just got pulled over. I shouldn't have been speeding but I felt bad for being late. Seriously. Wow. Well, get here as soon as possible. Time keeps ticking and she is pissed at that point. Matt is hours late. Finally, I break the news. Sorry, I don't go out on dates with lying whores. What? What are you talking about? This isn't Matt, this is OP. You guys know each other. No, I set you up to see if you were still an unfaithful and you are. Then she has the fucking nerve to tell me she wasn't actually going to meet up with him. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't talk to me anymore, and I suggest you start walking. I think you missed your bus. Months go by and she hits me up. She's very apologetic and says the whole incident has been replaying in her mind. I tell her I appreciate it and I'm willing to be friends, but I have a girlfriend and even if I didn't, I wouldn't date her again. She says she understands, and the subject of our falling out comes up another day. She says her 3-hour walk of shame was the worst she's ever felt in her life. Good. It was the best I've ever felt in mine. TLDR, lying cheating ex-girlfriend tries to cheat on me with an imaginary guy and finds herself making a 3-hour walk of shame instead.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, this story is kind of fun. It's not over the top at all. She didn't lose her job, she wasn't humiliated in front of her family, her friends probably didn't even notice, she just had to go on a 3-hour hike. It takes a very special kind of evil to come up with that giant setup only to give her a slap on the wrist. With that amount of effort, OP could have made her life miserable for years, but he didn't, and that will forever haunt her. Well done, OP. And now for today's second story. My wife asked for an open marriage and ended up cheating on me. Posted by Reddit user Inflation Inside.
I'll try to make a short story. February last year, while I was going abroad to get a surgery, my wife came with the brilliant idea of opening the marriage.
By the end of this, you are going to be crying like a little bitch.
I didn't want it first, but ended up accepting with some rules at place. 1. Can't be someone who orbited us. 2. Can't be in our home. 3. Can't repeat. 4. We will never talk about it. First week of February, I got Tinder and had an opportunity to have sex with someone, but I just didn't feel like and didn't meet the girl. 2 days before my surgery, she tells me a friend from work had his house full of guests and she offered our guest room for him to stay. The day I had my surgery, this guy arrives at my house and she tells me not to worry about that. I just messaged her saying I wasn't worried about it and I trusted her blindly. Next day I had a breakdown.
Wow, like a bitch.
And that's what Frieza said.
And at night started to text her saying I don't want the marriage to be open. She gets angry and over text she made me feel secure about she wasn't going to do anything. While we are having this conversation, she's in the sofa with the guy and they kissed each other and she went to our room alone a bit shocked on what happened. Next day, we texted each other and she's still angry and I take back the closing marriage thing, but added a rule, if she does something I wanted to know. She gets angry saying that makes no sense and so she wasn't going to do anything and end the texting. That same night she went out with friends and bring this guy home and had sex with him. Few days later, we had a phone call where this subject comes up and I told her I had the opportunity, but didn't want and she tells me she didn't do anything. Other few days pass by and we had another phone call where the subject comes up again, and she's really angry telling me that telling each other makes no sense and after an argument I told her, if it's what she wants, she can do whatever she wants and when I get back home, we talk about. This weekend she goes out, come back home and after texting me for a while, we give goodnight to each other and she called the same guy to come over our house and they had sex at that night in the morning. After that I come back home almost fully recovered from my surgery and our relationship is not working for about a month. After a long conversation we decided to give us a chance and our relationship gets really good very fast. Few months later, she introduced me to her working friends, including the guy she had sex with. We went out about 4 times in total, being one in his house. Her friend and she stopped their friendship due values difference and she's the manager and he's not a good worker, so she had to report him. November we decided to go for a baby. She got pregnant at first try. I have no doubt the kid is mine. December the guy left the company. About 2.5 months ago I involuntarily made few connections in my brain and asked her. She said she wasn't going to answer. I held that inside myself for a month and when I couldn't take anymore, I confronted her again and she confessed everything I just wrote about her infidelity, lies, and gaslighting. My reality cracked in front of my eyes. I still really broke and don't trust everything she told me. I feel like she hides things to make the story less worse. I can't stop to think about talking to the guy. I'm trying to stay, but it's way harder than I could imagine. The lies and gaslighting hurts me thousands of times more than the infidelity itself.
God damn, how spineless and pathetic can one man be? OP, you tried to call it off and essentially, she got angry and refused to agree with anything, so you just chopped up your balls and let her have her way. You were not in any way blindsided. You were just so pathetically, anger-inducingly weak. Now shut up and stop posting on Reddit and be a good simp and raise Chad's baby that your wife is currently carrying. And now for today's final story. My significant other is a Reddit troll and I'm absolutely dumbfounded on what to do. Posted by Reddit user @trollso.
I came home from work today and noticed my partner just sitting at the desk, laughing to herself with her headphones on, so I assumed she was watching a movie or something and left it at that. Not long after, I poked my head round as I was going to ask her what she wanted for dinner, and to my surprise she was on Reddit, which was odd to me because she is anti-social media, but I thought it was nice she was trying something as she suffers from agoraphobia and doesn't get out much without me. I briefly got a glimpse at her name and thought it would be interesting to see what she had posted, and to my shock, the account was 8 years old. This means it's predated our relationship by a couple of years. What's even more shocking was the stuff she had said on there. So much hate towards random people for seemingly no reason at all. This was not just one comment here and there either, literally just an account dedicated to hating on people, and she seemed proud of it in her comments. One recent example was she spent an entire day just hassling someone. It doesn't even stop there because she will make up stories, fat shame people, bullying those with disabilities. This one hurt as she knows I have autism, and claims everyone who tell her she needs is projecting. I would sometimes come back from work and she would be in a bad mood but wouldn't tell me why. Upon looking at her comment history, a lot of her bad moods seem to line up with days she got downvoted a lot. She even goes as far as to lie about her physical appearance just to bring down others. It's sick. How do I even approach this? This stuff is just downright hateful, and I don't want her to freak out at me. What do I even do? I'm scared she is one argument away from someone coming to find her. Now for OP's update. I had a lot of message requests asking if the post was about them. If you thought that, then I think it's time to stop your crappy behavior. I want to address some comments from the last post. I'm pretty sure she is blocked from this subreddit as all of her comments on this sub were removed according to a Remove Reddit site. And I also blocked her account while slightly adjusting the ages. After sitting for a good hour last night looking down her profile in depth and bookmarking her worst stuff, I decided to bring it up with her. I was going to ask a mutual friend round, but I didn't want to embarrass her, so I put my phone on record in my pocket, in case she was going to claim I did anything against her. I waited until after lunch and asked her if she could just stay there for a minute, set my phone to record, and then brought up screenshots on a tablet. Her face dropped. She walked out of the room after a few seconds of scrolling. I was going to go after her, but I left it. She came down and just said sorry. I asked why she was saying sorry to me, to which she responded, I don't know. I asked why she did it, and I just got another I don't know. I showed her one of the screenshots where she claims my friends love how much of a I am online, and I asked if any of her friends knew, and she said no, just me. I brought up the fact that I couldn't wrap my head around why someone would dedicate so much time to this. And she said, at first it was just a way to blow off steam, but then it felt nice because I saw people were agreeing with me, and it became a part of my daily routine, I guess. After some more talking, I addressed how much she hurt me with her attacks on people with mental health problems, to which she just said, I doubt they even had any issues. They were just playing victim because they were losing the argument. I have packed my things and going to stay at a friend's house. I am going to block Reddit on the ISP and asked her to not contact me for a couple of days while I think. I have also asked her to find a place to stay, as I can't stay at my mate's for too long and I want to go on a break. If I'm honest, I don't know if I will ever want to see her again. I was going to ask her to apologize to everyone she caused shit for, but at this point I know she won't mean it. Any further updates will be done via this post.
The fact that you felt the need to record this conversation on your phone makes me think that this is not a healthy relationship at all, regardless of the Reddit trolling. OP, just expose her to everyone for being a disgusting bully and then block her on everything. Get that witch out of your life as soon as possible. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.